Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Paul, aka Powerhouse21. Today we're going to get into something that I see on audio forums and subreddits and things like that. The SMSL SU-8. It has something built into it called sound color. I think it stands for sound color profile or something like that. It's not EQ. It's something completely different. When you listen to it on the unit and you switch between the profiles, though, what ends up happening is just enough of a silence between the switches, which, to me means something's kicking in. But the problem is I end up kind of missing whatever subtlety it's adding or subtracting every time I change it. And it's just long enough that I just can't pick it up. And I can't be the only one that this happens to. And if I am, I would be absolutely astonished. But I know other people are out there that either have this unit or have been wanting to figure out what those sound color profiles actually sound like. The SMSL SU-8 has sound color profiles called Standard, Rich, Tube, Crystal, and Original. Standard is the pass-through setting. It has no digital signal processing whatsoever. Rich, Tube, and Crystal, however, have 3 different settings each. Rich 1, 2, 3, Tube 1, 2, 3, Crystal 1, 2, 3. I assume that it's the level of the effect that it's going to be adding, 3 being at the highest, 1 being at the lowest. If that's not correct, anybody that's watching, please correct me. But if I've made the assumption correctly, I have made tests with Rich 3, Tube 3, and Crystal 3. So it's at the highest level of whatever it's going to add. The original setting, and this may be completely wrong because I read it on the internet, and as we all know, everything on the internet is true, but the original profile that's built into it apparently may come from the flagship SMSL D1 DAC. I'm not 100% sure though, but go ahead and comment below. Let me know if that's true. One thing I want to say before we get into any of this is that the music that you're going to hear today is from the YouTube music library. It's at 320 kilobits per second. Now, normally I'd say you would want some super high quality FLAC or WAV file, but after really thinking about it, I'm usually listening to Spotify Premium or music on YouTube anyway, so I figured I really should be listening to these sound color profiles with what I listen to most. I have not listened to any of the music with the sound color profile added. I have listened to it to the point where I could match them up in Audacity so I could do the A/B test. But other than that, this is all brand new. I have listened to the songs before, but not with the little whatever this is going to add. One other thing, I am not a scientist. I put together these tests the best way that I knew how that would make sense to me the most. This is probably not a way that other people would have put this together, but that's okay. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what you would have done. Constructive criticism is always welcome and highly appreciated. But let's go ahead and get into this. Let's test the sound color profiles of the SMSL SU-8. For these tests, I went ahead and made sure that it went from the SMSL SU-8 DAC into the Focusrite Scarlett 2i for audio interface. I just did RCA to 1/4 inch, and they just went right into the inputs of the audio interface. I tried my best to keep the Focusrite preamps all the way down to 0 to make sure I didn't add anything. I have heard that they're one of the cleaner preamps for something this price, but of course I don't want to chance anything. So I went ahead and made sure that the SMSL was at 37, the max is 38, so I turned it down just 1 notch, and then I went ahead and made sure that everything was going through on the audio interface properly. That went straight into Audacity. Audacity recorded all of the output from the DAC so it would catch what color profile we're on. I went ahead and named those accordingly: Standard, Rich 3, Tube 3, Crystal 3, and Original. basically that's what happens when you unmute everything. That's a little bit different. That's actually a little bit different with these on. It rich kind of gets a little thick. Same with tube. Rich, not so much. Okay, so from what I just heard, I am definitely a fan of rich. However, I think level 3 is a little too strong, so I definitely want to get in there and try profile 1 and 2 of rich just to see the differences. I may have to record them as well. Leave a comment below. Would you like to hear all three side by side? Maybe I'll do a video for each. Rich 1, 2, 3, and maybe the standard and maybe the original next to it or something like that. The nice thing is with the testing that I did, the songs are all in a complete order, so all I have to do is match them up. So I can pair them with anything. It's going to be pretty awesome just putting this all together. So leave a comment below. Let me know if you'd like to see that as well. This is just an FYI that I want to toss out there. The SMSL SU-8 is a great DAC, but everything is done with the remote. The button on the front does power if you hold it down to turn it on, turn it off, but then it also cycles through the inputs of optical, USB DAC, and coax. However, because all the other settings are on the remote is absolutely necessary to control everything, especially the volume, and mine actually isn't working very well. I got this unit at the end of July 2020, so not too long ago, and right now it's late September, and it's not really doing so well. So I do think I have to order a couple replacements, one to keep in the drawer and one to use once this one kind of gives out. So to sum all of this up, if I had to describe what the sound color profile is, I know what it definitely is not. It's not EQ. It's what I would consider putting a filter on a photo, maybe. You know, adding just that little bit of extra. I'm not talking about the Instagram ones that completely change everything. I'm talking about the subtle differences when you're putting a filter or a LUT in Lightroom. Maybe that makes sense to a few of you. But it just adds a little bit of something. And that's the closest I can come to describing it, just because I don't know what other words to use. But anyway, let me know what your favorite setting was. Definitely leave it in the comments. If you like this type of content, give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. But if you do like it, subscribe, hit the little bell. I'll be putting more videos out very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.